Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. We are now after a very special Kabbalah, a time of receiving, and with those gifts and those wondrous moments we just experienced, we hopefully, all of us, and that means all of mankind, humankind, womankind, everybody kind, experienced an elevation during this time period. And the main focus that I got out from it was the Hashgacha Shlema, this idea of this complete divine providence, that everything has a flow and an inspired connecting path for all of us to find our own individual flow and at the same time join up to the larger inspired flow that exists within the universe in creation. And it's an opportunity for all of us to go ahead for the summer months that are approaching with the renewed inspiration and spiritual fuel to be spiritually intelligent, emotionally intelligent, and to bring that into our practical everyday actions and life so that we can basically achieve the most of our purpose in this world and have the most fulfillment. So that's my introduction for today and for what was, and it comes with a great appreciation. That's the real key, the gratitude mindset. So moving ahead, we want to focus on today's podcast of Inspired Flow, is that we are in a time now of transition into times which seem to be a bit more challenging and seem to have a bit more suffering. I mean, the ideal, obviously, of imagination of people visualize the summer months after a hard year of work is there's summer holidays. I don't know if that's consistent anymore. Personally, I haven't really had much of summer holidays for many years since I was a boy. So the way I visualize the summer now is more of a struggle through the heat of the Holy Land, and the struggle to maintain focus on my goals. It really is a climax to the Jewish calendar, the Jewish year, and the flow is how to tune into the moment in front of us. That's something which I was listening to Gedalia Fenster, who will be in Jerusalem in another 2 weeks. I recommend, I'll put the link in the post below. You have the opportunity to see him live in Jerusalem or listen to a mashir about being present. And I think that's something which is what, even with the coming time ahead, is very crucial to be able to really experience the moment, to allow yourself to have that gratitude mindset for what's in your life now, not what's going to be, not what could be or was, but to be just tuned in to that moment. And that will give us a lot of the focus and dedication we need to really bring out our purpose. Like for me right now, I would like to speak more about personal things, but some of it's too personal. Just spending today with different people was an example of the journey I've gone on and the flow, and there were moments there where I really felt like I was just in the moment with the people I was with. One of my students came to meet with me, and we were just in a moment of connection and clarity, and it just brought down a lot of good energy. And even in the lawyer office, I said to myself, I'm not going to go then get upset with them or distrustful or in any way give in to the challenges that exist dealing with a lawyer's office, but to try to keep that focus on the overall goals of accomplishment with family and and with lawyers, and how to get things moving. But remember, there are people in front of you, the person in front of you. The person is sitting there, needs love, needs connection, needs a moment to feel human, and to show appreciation, and to just say thank you to the person who was helping me today, and just give them what they were asking without too much headache, and just go forward. And that's going to be the same with everything in life, all the way through to things that I had the merit to meet with an old friend and just see their journey and how it's coming together to be more inspired, more of a flow, and not just seemingly random, days of work and whatever it was before, but really it was all one big journey of growth and kindness and development, and about coming more to their complete purpose in this world. And that's something which we all have to keep praying and striving for as an individual and as a community and as a group. And in terms of the podcast, we have an opportunity to just develop this. And recently someone came to me, and we're doing a sort of trade-off. I'm helping them get their content onto a podcast, and they'll be able to help other people with job placement. That's something which I'm still working through exactly my full-time goal and position. I'm open to do different things, but the point is that we're doing a trade-off in terms of our time. And I realized once again how important it is to have this content online, just so that people can touch base with me who I care about, or people that are into this concept of this inspired flow can just get the encouragement they need to believe in it, to open themselves to it, and to make more sense of their journey in life. I think it will give a lot of self-esteem and focus. One of the things that we have to realize is that everything going on around us in the world, it's gone a bit wild, in terms of politically and spiritually and racially, and there's just a lot of tension, and there's a lot of humor as well at the same time. It's all very a bit bizarre, which gives you an understanding that the flow is something which is beyond us in terms of our intellectual ability to comprehend everything, and that gives us an opportunity to connect into a place which is a little bit beyond our intellect, but a place more of of Amunah, as it's known as, or as in some books call it, the realm of Kesser, beyond understanding. It's a sort of spiritual place of completion that we all can step into, it's a very safe place. And I do believe that in the end of days, which I hold this time we're in, not only the end of the year, but there's the end of, in terms of the Jewish history, it's 6,000 years. We have we're right now 5779, we're about to go to 5780. So that's an opportunity to understand that there's a certain 6,000th millennium that's coming to a close, and that will reach us into this realm of Shabbos, of Yom Shekulah Shabbos, of disconnect to reconnect in the ultimate sense. So we have this opportunity to prepare for that, to use this intense exposure of technology that we're all going through right now, for example with the podcast, but have an opportunity to disconnect, to reconnect, to remind ourselves that there are moments like we had in the beginning of this week of Shabbos and Yom Tov, where we're disconnected to reconnected, we're having a Shabbat of technology and just allowing ourselves to find that voice within and to re-establish our more soulful, intelligent connection that comes from a realm which is beyond, and that realm is being revealed, that realm of Kesser, of that revelation of the Baal Shem Tov, whose Yotzai was this idea of revelation of where the Baal Shem Tov brought down a light where everything is connected to its source and everything has a place of purity and positivity, and none of the negativity that we feel in this more egocentric society, where we can sort of remind ourselves that we have a deeper level, a level of soul, a level of connection. And like I said, it's becoming a global consciousness. I listen to Oprah and other such people, and I'm reading a book right now from Eckhart Tolle, and I'm almost finished it. We have the opportunity to really internalize those concepts of soul. I don't agree, once again, with everything said. I always have to make that disclaimer that I do what's called Biro, which is clarifications on these books, just to make sure that the material, in my opinion, is true and healthy and fully engaged. It doesn't have the author's ego or other things involved. It's an opportunity for all of us, but in the end, there's always going to be some level of ego, unless you're a very, very refined person. And the soul connection gives us an opportunity to really, in our own way, to feel that freedom of ego being sort of restrained, or as many rabbis said, ego is the letters of edging God out, which is the concept of pushing out this flow and trying to get control on your life when you don't really have it. So there's an illusion of control, and really, once again, coming back to that place of humility, of true humility, of realizing that on a source level, our souls are coming from a place of unification, and we all have ability to tune into this larger force of inspiration, and it can give us everything we need, this larger true force of universe, of creation, and that we can have everything we need financially and emotionally and spiritually, and to pray and to meditate and to internalize and to become more involved with this process in a healthy way. So just to sum up, we're going through a lot. There are a lot of struggles now in the coming time ahead, and really this ability to focus in the moment on the journey, to enjoy the journey, and to just enter into that realm of spiritual awareness, emotional awareness, and to be present and to experience the moment we have in front of us, inspired and unified.